everybody, Skax here, and welcome to another video I didn't think I was going to have to make today. Now, I've been sick for a few days, I'm still recovering from that, but there's been some big news for Arsenal fans, and for me in particular. Now, as of about half an hour ago, Arsene Wenger has stated his intention to step down as Arsenal manager at the end of the season. Now, that is a huge decision from him and for the club going forward, and I could not let this time slip by and not make a video about it. And I mean, I'm a long serving Arsenal fan. Now, as long as I can remember as a kid, I've been an Arsenal fan. Now, Arsene Wenger has pretty much been the manager of Arsenal Football Club for the entirety of pretty much my life. Now, that is a long time to be a manager of one football club, and especially in the Premier League, where you have such high demands year in, year out. And on a whole, he's maintained those demands. On a whole, I mean, it's only the last couple seasons where other teams, to be honest, have injected so much money into their clubs that they're basically investing in the future. And Arsene has tried to compete with that by bringing up younger players and trying to just be honourable, I guess, in his way of growing teams, and try to promote more of a youth system over buying success. Now, I am very much supportive of his ideals, and I, to be honest, think it's quite a sad day, him leaving the club. But let's be honest, the last few seasons haven't been great. It's been stale. The players are not responding to Wenger's management, I don't think, anymore. And the players are getting away with playing badly. Now, what is happening here for the players, you're going to notice a big upturn, because they're going to want to prove in the next few games that they're going to want to honour the manager. They're going to want to honour the manager in the last few games and give him a winning send-off. So we might actually beat Atletico Madrid and do well in the next few games. So, I don't know. We might see an upturn in the form, but I think we're going to see players trying to prove to the next manager who's coming in at the start of next season, probably in June, July time. They might announce him coming in, but I think it's going to be a bit of a weird time for Arsenal and being an Arsenal fan at the moment, because there's going to be so much speculation. And please do not give us Ancelotti. Please, I don't want Ancelotti as manager of Arsenal Football Club. I seriously don't. I just don't think he's the answer, because I think he'll let players get away with stuff similar to what Arsene has done. But I don't know. We will see. But I'll go through his statement now. So Arsene Wenger's put a statement out on the Arsenal website saying, "After careful consideration and following discussions with the club, I feel it is the right time for me to step down at the end of the season. I am grateful for having had the privilege to serve the club for so many memorable years. I managed the club with full commitment and integrity. I want to thank the staff, the players, the directors and the fans who make this club so special. I urge our fans to stand behind the team to finish on a high. To all the Arsenal lovers, take care of the values of the club." And Arsenal said in response to that they'll be appointing his successor as soon as possible, with Wenger finishing out the remainder of the season, and probably in pre-season, maybe even before the season is over, we'll have someone ready to take over and take on the reins as soon as possible, as Arsenal are clearly stating here. But it's sad. For me personally, it's kind of sad. I mean, the last few games I've been on at Wenger, and this season, I mean, I've had loyalty to Wenger up until the start of this season. Sorry, not the start of the season. About sort of midway through this season. Sorry. Yeah, about midway through is when I finally just said, no, enough is enough, and we've got to make a change, because we're not seeing any improvement. In fact, we're going downhill. But I don't think you can put all of that on Arsene Wenger's shoulders. I don't think you can tarnish what he's done for the club by saying recent performances are completely his fault. I mean, loads of the mistakes have been defensive the last few years, and it's hard when you don't buy central defenders in. I mean, he's had the same sort of players defensively. I mean, yeah, he brought in Mustafi, and he has not been great whatsoever. But he hasn't really brought in many other players. Like, you look at Chelsea, let's use City as an example. They've had Laporte come in, they've had Stones come in recent years. They've had quite a few central defensive players come in, and Arsenal really haven't had that. So it's been the same kind of players being selected each week. They know they're going to play, is my point, and they haven't had that fear of competition, whereas City have. I mean, Laporte was a starter in his last team, and he doesn't start hardly at all for Man City. He's more of a rotation player, so there's competition in the team for those places, and you want to play in the side week in, week out. So there's always going to be that high level performance from the players who are playing, because they don't want to get kicked out of the squad permanently, because it's such a great squad at the moment. So I think it's a sad day. It is the summary to my video here. I think we all knew it was coming probably sooner rather than later after what's happened this season, but it is, to be honest, in my opinion, a sad, sad day. Now, I know a lot of Arsenal fans will be cheering this. I know a lot of Arsenal fans will be like, yes, we can finally move on with the future, but they probably thought that before Wenger came in, to be honest. I mean, I've been an Arsenal fan for years upon years, as long as I can remember, and he's done so much for the club. That's what we got to think of. He's set so many he's put so many foundations in place and brought up so many great players. He had an invincible season. He's won so many cups and tournaments. It's in Arsenal management. So we can't slate him. We can't. We have to give him a nice send-off, and we just can't forget what he's done. We can't forget what he's done for the club, and he's been a really, really good manager for us. I mean, there's been low points, but there's been really, really high points as well. So I don't think we can be truly harsh on him. We can't say damn him and damn that. It's just, he's been such a great manager for the club, in my opinion, and I'm sad. I'm sad after reading his response, because he's saying basically he's managed the club the way that he's wanted to manage the club, and he knows and realizes that the fans and the club are more important than himself. That is what he's ultimately made this decision, saying that the club and fans and everyone is more important than just me. And that's a selfless act. That is a selfless act. He had a 2-year contract. He could have stayed, but he's decided to put the club that he loves for the past 20 years. I mean, he's managed this club. He's managed one team for 22 years, which is just crazy when you think about it. It is honestly crazy in this day and age. And we won't have a manager who stays as long as this ever again. We won't. It is a huge, huge shift in Arsenal Football Club. And is it for the positive? We won't know yet. We seriously won't know until we get the next manager in, and maybe even until 1 or 2 seasons down the line, what happened to Ferguson and Manchester United. So we won't know for a couple of years yet, I don't think, if we've seen any improvement, but hopefully we do. And it is a sad day. It's a sad day for me. It's a sad day for Arsenal Football Club. And Wenger, personal message to you. This is just so sad reading what you said. And thank you for all of the memories. Thank you for every single thing that you've done for Arsenal Football Club, because you will be remembered as probably Arsenal's greatest manager, in my opinion. I grew up watching your teams. I grew up watching the players you brought through. It's a sad day to see you leaving, and I wish you all the best of luck. As you said, let's finish the season on a high and see where we go from there. But thank you for everything you have done, Arsene Wenger, for Arsenal Football Club. You have been our greatest manager ever, and you probably will be. So I'm going to leave it here, guys. Let me know your reaction to the news of Arsene Wenger leaving Arsenal Football Club at the end of the season after 22 years in charge. It's going to be a hard few years, I think, for us as Arsenal fans now with the transition. But hopefully we can get through it and get as half a decent manager as Wenger will be. So I'll leave it here, guys. As I said, let me know your reaction on Twitter, on here, down in the comment section below. I've been Skax. You guys have been awesome. Thank you, Arsene Wenger, for all of the memories and the positive things you have done for the club. I'll see you all very, very soon in the next video when I'm feeling a little bit better. See you soon, guys.